What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all? Mitchell and Mitchell sip and spill, doing what we do on the regular, what we like and we love, what we want more of. You heard me. I'm here with my
Mhm.
lovely partner, my Kimmy Kim Kim. How is you today, Kimmy?
I'm all
How
right. I'm
is you?
all right.
You is okay? Is you
Yep,
okay or is you ain't okay? Which one
I'm
is it?
okay.
You is okay? Good. So today we're going to talk about, and we started talking about it earlier today, talking about um, is treating a woman or a man good? Is is paying or spending money on them a big part of it, or isn't it part of it? Is it the thing that's like, okay, this is how you determine if you're treating somebody good, if you're spending money on them? What say you, my co-host and friend? What do you think about that?
Well, let me read the question so they can understand it. A question was sent to Ed and I. Does treating a woman right involve spending money on her? And what's
Hmm.
your idea of a woman treating a man right? Does that involve her spending money on him as well? And I
Okay.
would say everybody have different versions of how they want to show love. Words of affirmation, the language of love. Some people like gifts. Some people like quality time. Some people like, affection. So it depends on the woman. I think a lot of people get caught up with traditions, and we need to focus on the person that you actually is with, because then that determines how you're going to provide that. And you got to come up out your normal way. We bring a lot of experiences of dating other people into our current relationship, but if you really take the time to get to know the person that you with and see how they rock, then you will know. I personally can say for myself, gifts is nice. All of us, man and a woman, would appreciate a gift.
Right.
But so does time. I'm big on time because I feel like you can't get it back. So if you
No,
spending
you
your
can't.
time with me, that shows me that you really like me. You know what I'm saying? You rock with me. Time is big, but at the same time,
Hmm.
men and other women would say also affection. I agree with both of them. Quality time and affection is huge, but
Hmm.
it's based on the type of person I'm with. So if you're with someone and he's constantly buying you, because maybe that's an upbringing that he's been exposed to or aware of, or now the way is being said, like, we go smash and then I go take you shopping. Some women like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or, listen, I worked all day, but I still make time to be
Hmm.
with you and spend time with you. And I'm up and I'm upbeat. I'm not all sleepy, tired, and acting like, damn, I'm tired though. You need to understand, So I feel like this question was that even come up, Ed, is be simply for, it's after Valentine's Day, and there are couples and mates have expected certain things. And I mean, I can keep it 100. If you was involved with somebody and you was smashing on a regular, yep, you expected something for Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? You did. You expected something for Valentine's Day. You that female, you like, okay, a card or some, a gift or take you out, whatever it is, but it was expected. That's just, it is what it is. Now, how you do it and what was given to you, you know, that's why I feel like this was even come up. But now men are asking the question, and just for the ladies to know, this question was asked by a man for a man.
Mm.
Is it the same as a woman treats a man a same way?
I
So
think there's
I
some relevance to that. Personally, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sweetheart.
no, go ahead. You finish.
I
I'm
think it's
done.
some relevance to that. I think it's some relevance to that. I think people look at things based off of finance. You know what a man often brings to the table. For the most part, traditionally, men have been bringing money to the table. You know, that's like a sign of security or a sign of success or a sign of doing things and making sure they can get things that they're accomplished for. I personally, I'm gonna take it back to like cavemanish thinking, where men mainly wash up and do things for the allure of women, and women look at they like a lot of different things other than just men. They like a man, but it's like, they want things that make them feel good. They want great experiences and stuff like that. And sometimes a man that can provide that, those experiences and those trinkets and those baubles and things of that nature, kind of shows that gives that woman that man, that man is dope. That's that attractiveness to him. So doing those things is just, I don't think is end all be all, but I think it's just a sign or a sample or a or I guess an expression of how that person feels. When a man spends, if they make money, whether they work hard with their hands for it or they work in some sort of if they just a business person that really makes money on deals, whatever. Either way, if they put their hard earnings into it and they spend and give them something, it's a sign of like you care about me. So I think there is some relevance. Also, I think that here is I think the dynamic or the caveat is this. If you have a relationship with a person, the man and the woman have a relationship, I think the relationship should sort of guide them in which way they should go. I think that you should put forth efforts. It's almost like men doing things and buying things for women, not like it's extravagant things. Some people are, no, I want to have all these big extravagant things. Okay. But if you don't, if you're not, if that woman meets you and she likes you, and as you always say, Kim, you say meet you where you are. If that woman meets that man where he's at, then it's like they may not be expecting all these type of things, but the efforts are important. But it depends on the relationship. So what I mean by the caveat is like, well, don't just assume that just spending time with her is just all she want. Like, I mean, that's cool. It is great, but don't just like, yeah, I give you my time. I think that's kind of weird for a man. Like, hey, you should be happy. I came and saw your ass. It's like, yes, I am. I appreciate that, like you said. But it's like, the time is important. Just like a woman coming over and doing stuff like, hey, the fact that you came in, you was able to kiss on me, and I spent time with you. You tripping about eating and all that other kind of shit. I spent time with you. It's like, so those are variables. When you it's just an expression of this is how I care about you. This is how I consider you. And then let that person be like, baby, you ain't gotta be spending all that. Or that your man be like, baby, you ain't gotta, you up there making filet mignon. I'm good with chicken wings, as Jaquisha and June do, right? I'm good with that. So let that relationship. I think it's important to kind of show those expressions from a man to spend and do things like that, and for a woman to do those things. But I don't think it should be the end all be all. But it should be a thing where I'm gonna show this expression and do as much as I can without the woman or the man feeling like this demand. Got to do this. You got to do that. It's
And
like
it's the
this
same.
weird. Hmm.
I'm sorry. It's the same way I think when a woman or when a man tell a woman that I done bought you all this and I done bought you all that. So therefore, it's like he's deserving of whatever type of, sometimes it's sexual acts or,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You already know
performances
the old
because I
school.
done bought you this. You know
Right,
what I'm
right, right.
saying? And
Run that.
and and
Run
I
that
think it's
Buddhist.
sad though. I think that's sad because
That is kind of booty. It's primitive.
I feel like you don't I feel like you should just I don't know. I feel like everybody should just like gender roles.
Yeah.
People talk about, a woman should do this and that. What if she don't cook, but he cook and he a bomb cook and he
Mm-hmm.
likes to cook for his woman.
Mm-hmm.
So yep, he go to work just like she do. Or hell, she don't go to work and he go to work. He come on and he cook for her. What I'm saying is, just stay in your damn lane and make sure your relationship with who you with work.
Exactly. That is the biggest thing, Kim. I love you saying that. It's like people, one of the biggest things, especially when we talk about, we do a lot of shows on Sip and Spill, Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill, and we talk about variations of relationship styles and stuff like that. And really, what it comes down to, Kim, just like you said, do what work for y'all. If y'all like it, I love it. You want to, you know, swing from the trees, and you want to, use hand sanitizer every time you touch each other. If you want to, whatever your thing is, if the man is cooking and going to work and cleaning, whatever the thing is, do what works for you guys. That makes sense. But I don't know. Just to go back to our original point, like, um, is that mandatory? I guess that wasn't the question, but is it mandatory that a man has to spend for a woman to show love? And then the other part, Kim, you were saying something about the man, where the man. What was the second part of that?
No,
I want to make sure I address.
It was nothing mandatory.
I
They
mean,
was
no, the
just
mandatory part
asking,
was wrong. You're right.
huh?
I'm sorry about the mandatory part. Yeah, I
Yeah, they
messed
were
up
just
that
saying,
mandatory part.
does treating a woman involve spending money on her?
Okay.
Yes, it does.
I
And
say
what's your
yes.
idea of a woman treating a man right? That does involve her spending money on him too. And we're both, I think Ed and I both is saying, yes, if you're my man, I'm gonna spend money on you. If I'm your woman, you gonna spend money on me. I mean, I
It's
think
just
that's
tokens. It's expressions. It's a
it's
part of
just
the
certain things
expressions.
that I know. But
There's
I
nothing wrong
guess
with that.
I think what it is, Ed, is that the holidays and the traditional of what you watch on TV and movies and these damn holidays can get your love life fucked up. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. It can. You know what I'm
Hey, you
saying?
straight
Because
sent
if you
off.
know,
Hell,
let's keep it 100. I mean, I'm gonna speak from experience. Man,
my
this is
God,
such
my
the
God. Ain't no
truth.
telling what she finna say. Ain't no telling what
You
she finna
know,
say, y'all. This my partner.
I
She finna say
listen.
something.
I feel like I've been one of the most understanding ass females on earth. You understand
Okay.
me? Especially
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to a man, in between trying to figure shit out,
A
don't know
ninja.
what he got with his money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Can't
yeah,
go
yeah,
out to
yeah.
dinner, can't take me on a trip, can't do nothing. But I rock with you, so I handle all that. That's why when I see this type of stuff, or man, I mean, where that nigga at that's spending all this cash and buying a girl? You better get you a nigga to buy all this and all that. I don't listen. So it comes with a whole bunch of things. You know what I'm saying? But I am that female. I am that woman. I have been that person.
Mm-hmm.
That, I've never, it's not that. Do I expect a man to be a man? Hell yeah. You know what I'm
Damn
saying? If we out there,
it.
you supposed to protect me and provide for me. That's automatic. But at the same time, I'm gonna protect and provide for your ass too. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's just different roles the way it is. But I think, like I said, stay in your lane. And when you be, these traditions and these holidays come, a girl, I got all this. He could have bought her all the balloons and all the bags and all this. But he could have did that for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 more women.
Yeah. When you
So
got the
what I'm
bag
saying
like
is, but
that.
she
Mm-hmm.
could listen, but she could do the same thing with a female. Could have did it. Tim, I'm just saying. I think a lot of times we get caught up in other people's stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
how do you want to be treated? Stand on that, and that's what empowers your type of relationship.
All
And I
facts.
think that's why a lot of us are not happy even in relationships, because we talk, me and Dad talk about relationship, and I know this ain't always his favorite subject. Hell, right now it ain't even none of mine, to be honest with you. But I can sit there and tell you at the end of the day is that a lot of times we simply just don't stay in our lanes, and then you create the type of love life you want for real. Whether it's whatever title you want to give it, you create it.
Mm.
And if you're not happy with it, then you might want to go sit in the mirror and talk to yourself. And talk to yourself and say, what the hell
I'm
we gonna do
talking
about
to
this?
the man in the mirror.
I'm just saying
Yeah, you got that
it's
right.
hard. It's hard to accept in here. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm speaking straight from experience. So I've done all that for a guy, and he just be broke as hell. And baby, I ain't got the money right now, and I'm understanding as fuck, man. Bye. So I'm just saying it happens
Mm-hmm. It
to
happens.
everybody. But you treat a person the way I do is what I say more than anything, and I'll let Ed have the closing argument on that. But you treat a person the way you want to be treated. So if you I love hard, so if I'm treating you, I'm treating you that way, and I ain't
I.
doing it for you to do it back to me. I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing it for. I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
it ten
Mm-hmm.
times over. Just like if you can do something back to somebody that hurt you, and you got a chance to do revenge on them, but you chalk it up to the game and say, you know what, I'm gonna let life handle that. Now you
Yes.
have matured, and now you
Mm-hmm.
have arrived.
Yeah, I like that, and I'm gonna say it like this. I think when it comes to that, I think that there's so many layers to this when it comes to relationships and are you dating and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go past the dating part and go to relationships where it be monogamous dating. Like you're in a dating, well, you are dating each other, probably exclusive dating or something like that. And we talk about spending and this, that, and the other. I think it's imperative. And me and Kim come from a level of we've been married for a long time, so we've been married and we've been in marriages for a long time, so we have a different level of understanding. So from her, which her experience, speaking as an advocate for her, she's saying like she's seen where her man has come up and come down, had her back, so she understands the ebbs and flows. She don't get caught up in you ain't coming, because sometimes she knows sometimes certain times in life we get hit. I remember the FICO hit when I say I was making bags and bags of bread when that industry crash. It affected me heavily. I had to go back and work with my hands. It was crazy. So understanding those different things, but a person who has no ambition. So that's why you got to choose a partner, in my opinion, that rocks with you. And it's not so much seeing potential, but seeing their propensity to progress. You should be able to see that they are progressing. Potential is like, it's weird because you can see it in them, and sometimes you see a potential in somebody and they may necessarily see it in themselves. You kind of, at our ages, we're middle age. That's not really, that ain't the place we need to be at. It's like I need to see your propensity. I need to see that you can just pop back on. And so what Kim is saying, I like this. She's saying, yeah, I'm with my man and he ain't falling right now. But trust me, Kim ain't messing with no broke nigga. Trust me, it ain't he just ain't got no ambition. He ain't got nothing going. It's like he had a moment, and it's like, you know what, I got your back. So you gotta, rock with somebody who you see is actually going and got stuff, and they just may have a pitfall, and that happens on both sides. So but yeah, I agree. I think that's important. I don't think it's the end all be all. I don't think a price tag is imperative to talk about how much. Like, I got to get you a Louis bag and I got to get you these, a Rolex watch. I don't think that part is important, but it's like, hey, you know, people like things, a dinner, a nice dinner, going on the lakefront, like in Chicago, a boat ride. I mean, that's money you spending, not just doing it, a hotel, nice hotel or whatever like that. We were talking about rooftops. That's the money, it ain't a lot. It don't have to be a whole lot of money, but it's like I'm making an effort and saying, I work, I had a check. This is what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna spend this on you. And I think that I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Either way. I don't want to put a mandate like Kim clarified for me, like it ain't mandatory. I don't think you should put a mandate on your partner, but it's like, come on now, don't just, show me something, give me something, just something. And efforts and consideration goes a long way. And then spend a little something. Something wrong with that.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I think we've had enough on that, Ed. I think that answered the question because it's a two-part question on here. If we ain't got a banner, so it's cool. But you pull it up, you listen to us. We talking about it. Another question that was asked by a man is he said, "What can a man do when his wife and lady's sex drive drastically declines,
Mm,
even after talking to her, nothing improves?" Shoot your
mm.
shot, Ed. Tell them what they need to do in your opinion.
You
Once
said
again, we not, so I can go ahead and clarify this for Ed. We not relationship gurus. This is
that
I put
facts.
this week and said to Ed that I'm pretty much gonna really just ask him to share his experiences in his life with you guys, men. I just made this be a Black Men Week. I
Yes.
just feel like sometimes, brothers, I think as the days keep going on, you're gonna keep hearing us just talking briefly. I mean, just talking period about things that men. So I put it out there, and y'all send me the questions. I appreciate the love. So I'm gonna do my best to weigh in with Ed. But the question, Ed, is what can a man do when his wife and lady sex drive drastically declines, and even after talking to her, nothing improves? What do you say?
Um, I think that's like therapy, honestly. That's like therapy. And you need to have therapy. I'm gonna change that color. I just put our banner up there. So see how that work, my dear partner.
It's up
You
there.
like our banner? You like that? I want you to make sure, even though we're
It's
live,
up there.
we, you happy with it? I just did like a shortened version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My part. Well, I tell you, she don't play about our banners and stuff. She is very meticulous. I'm like, I be have to make sure I approve. She approve it. She be like, can you like use some better words? I'm like, oh shit. But no, so going back to the question, that's like therapy. Like that's kind of crazy in my opinion to have somebody in their well, okay. So if their sex drive has something to do with their libido or has something medically involved, I actually know a particular person who his wife has she's a little older than him. He got married to her a few years back. She may have him by about 8 years or so. And she has, which a lot of women that I know have early premenopausal. And when premenopausal, you menopausal, that time you're very your libido is lower. So it depends on what's going on. There are sessions you can take. There are things you can do. I know another person's in the medical field, a nurse that was telling me that their family members that went through this whole process. It's like kind of getting their libido back on track. It was all these things. I can't recollect what it is, recollect what it was, but they did this whole therapy, this whole process of getting their body back into getting their libido back on point, which it worked. CMOS, some other stuff. I may be misstating that. It might not be CMOS, but I think that if you love the person and if their interaction is legit, it ain't just they're not attracted to you. I think it's something that you will work on. Love is so, there's it's not unconditional. So you kind of work on that and do things. I'm personally I try to be as creative as possible. I do different things to kind of enhance my thought process is way different. So I do things enhance and help and but even if they're not in the mood, I do my thing and I work my little magic as best I can. As long as they're willing. You may not necessarily be in the mood just yet, but if you're willing to allow me to spoil you or caress you and to just just work with you, I'm not afraid of toys and stuff like that myself. I bring that stuff to the bedroom. Um, just other tools and just and using some types of aphrodisiac. So I'm open to that. For me, I don't that don't and that to me is like a challenge. That don't scare me. I'm like, what we doing? As long as you're not totally like saying I'm turned off by you, you a whack ass mofo and shit like that, or I don't want it anymore. Then if you're not saying that, then I think there's hope. Other outside of therapy, there are physical things you can do to increase your libido. And as long as they're willing to do it, I'm down for it. And I will lead the charge if I love you. If you rock with me, I mean, that's my take on that. That shit don't scare me though. I don't get thrown off easy by that. Like I think, I have a I have a certain level of feeling toward
But
that
what
where
you, but I understand that, and I know you know, you putting your take on it. But the question is asked specifically, what should he do? Because it has declined for her. So, yeah, we can throw it all out there. It could be hormonal, it could be, but it could be I'm just tired of your ass type sex drive too.
well,
And
that's
I'm
tricky.
mentally messed up as well. So it can be that. I say my answer is you might want to sit and have a conversation with her because women leave their mindset. They stop messing with you in their mind before they ever do in their body. So with
Facts.
that
So yeah,
said,
that part. Right.
so you might want to
What
sit and have a conversation with her to find out, what has declined. Because if you're hurting her or have hurted her, and
that
over a
part
matter
is
of time,
imperative. I got you, co-host. I got you. I got you.
after a
Yeah.
time, she like,
That's the real shit. That's the real shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, babe. You right. I should have. That part is imperative. That's like the number one thing. You got to find out, did she not like you? That could dry the coochie up real quick. If they don't like you, they not gonna be excited about it. And it's not even a sex drive, period. It's a sex drive with you. And if you are a person that repulses her, they're not going to want to, that shit would dry
you
up
might just
and
want to start with talking to your woman and your
mm-hmm,
wife, your girlfriend, as the question was asked, and
mm-hmm.
see. And if you please create a platform that she can truly talk to you. That is very, especially if a woman is
I was gonna
hormonal.
say that.
That is really, really, really very
Let me ask you,
a touchy subject.
it's a very
Um
touchy subject,
and
but
it's
hormonal.
hard. It's hard
Let
for
me ask you a
them to do
question.
that.
Let me ask you a question because that subject we're broaching, we really have to do some time on that one. We don't have to do too much on it today, but that you just said that set the platform off for her. That's a tricky thing because I know people, I was one of those people that really didn't give them that freedom, that space to feel confident to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the reality is you are you think you're a fuck boy, or you are a mean son of a bitch, or dickhead, or whatever you want to call it, an asshole, she has to be, in order to fix it, she has to be say that shit to you. You have to be, and it has to be, she has to come to say it. Otherwise, you just kind of going around going around the Ferris wheel, or whatever that little what's is that the Ferris wheel or whatever the carousel. This is a carousel. She's going round and round, and she can't tell you how she truly feel because you act a total ass. So it's like, okay, so that's the first thing, and you really hit that on the head, Kim. It's like they might be where it's like I don't like you, but I can't tell you I like because now I tell you I like you, I don't like you. You ready to haul off and go off and say something crazy. Hopefully, you're not a violent or a physical person because some people are. It's just some people are, or they feel that you might be. You have to give them the platform because if they're not having sex, it might be some. And it's so funny, Kim. As my friend, you know how I be like. I'm sitting around here. One of our first shows, you guys, was where Dr. K was giving therapy to June. It was we didn't say June at the time. We didn't know his character, and she started laughing at him like, "Boy, if you don't sit your monkey ass down." But it's like we be thinking shit be sweet and it don't. We be thinking we doing all good and we ain't, and we don't even know that she's feeling like you crazy as hell because she can't tell your monkey ass you crazy as hell.
So
And I'm not
listen,
speaking
I'm
to I don't.
gonna do something that I normally don't do. Be simply for the fact of the time frame. And I know how y'all black people, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all got straight up attention span. So we only usually try to do under 20 or 20. So listen, it's gonna be a part two. So this time when we post this show, it's gonna be two back to back. So Ed, change the banner real quick, add on that part two. So when we
Okay.
post this, they can watch another one. And Ed and I finna go to the second part of this which is what we're talking about when she
Okay.
sex drastically declines.
Okay,
Part
y'all.
two. So
Listen,
we'll see y'all in a
like,
second.
subscribe, and share, and we'll see you on part two.
We'll see you
Holla
on
back.
part two. Okay. Do you need to change it right now? Well, damn. We still live. He just hung up. Okay then.